I've got to admit to being rather excited now because we're doing a bit of science in the Gadget Show studio, and I'm guessing by the immaculate lab coat you're wearing, you're in the driving seat.
I am indeed. I'm going to be looking at a substance called graphene, which although many of you will have heard of, you may not fully understand what it is, what it does, and its implications for science and technology. So I sought to educate myself, and through this self-educational journey, impart knowledge and educate you, especially those of you that are still tuned in after this rather self-indulgent and slightly overwritten.
No, that's how you've got to talk when you hang out with academics. And you have to wear that, because then they'll like you.
Oh, cool. Graphene has been hailed as the miracle material of the 21st century. And we're told it's going to revolutionize every aspect of our tech-fueled lives and change the way we live. Graphene is a sheet of carbon atoms that are bonded in a hexagonal pattern, and it's this unique way of bonding that gives it its superpowers. One layer is one atom thick, so let me put that into perspective. The average strand of hair is 300,000 times thicker than a sheet of graphene. Now, it's so strong and yet so thin, in fact, it's the strongest, thinnest material known to man, that it can withstand the weight of an elephant standing on a pencil. What? Graphene is the first ever two-dimensional material isolated by man, and it was discovered by two scientists working at Manchester University back in 2004. And what's even more impressive is that they found it using a pencil and some scotch tape. It's such a big deal, their work on graphene earned them the Nobel Prize in Physics. It really is big news. You know, similar to the scientific breakthroughs of penicillin, DNA, gravity. All very impressive, but what does it actually mean? I headed to Manchester to meet the team that are working with this pioneering material to find out. These guys are looking at graphene's uses in high-end tech, such as supercapacitors, nanomaterials, and even medicine. When a nerve is damaged, when it's cut, for instance, it does regenerate, but it does so at a very slow pace.
A normal nerve will grow at the speed of 1 millimeter per day.
Yeah.
That 1 millimeter per day in a human arm or leg.
It's very slow.
It's very slow. It's a long time. We are looking at, can we grow the cell faster on the graphene?
Alessandro has been experimenting by growing his nerve cells on a layer of graphene. And results so far have shown that by using graphene as a scaffold, its conductivity could aid electrical impulses between nerve cells, speeding up regeneration. Pretty cool, I think you'll agree, but graphene will also be making an impact on a wider consumer scale sooner than you think. Thanasis, tell me how you've applied graphene to the common light bulb.
So graphene has a range of properties. So it is the best electrical conductor, it's the strongest material in the world. But what we're using in the light bulb is that it has very good thermal conductivity. We're using graphene's thermal dissipation properties to extract heat away from the LED. That means we can have more brightness for lower power.
Oh, wow. Wow. It's so bright.
But at the same time, we run the LED at a much lower temperature, so it's quite cool to touch, actually.
That's amazing. So the benefit of graphene's superior thermal conductivity means you can run a light bulb more efficiently at a lower temperature and a lower cost. And we like that, don't we? Not only will graphene turbocharge the humble light bulb, it'll also mean super fast computer chips, batteries that last for weeks and charge in an instant. We'll have hyper-efficient solar panels, super-fast mobile phones, and electric planes. Oh, and wearable technology will finally become a reality as flexible screens become mainstream.
Okay, so this is the beginnings of a graphene phone. If you take a normal touchscreen phone or smartphone, there's a layer on the top, and this is the layer of the phone which allows you to interact with the phone, to touch it and swipe and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So this is usually a glass plate or glass screen with a coating of something known as indium tin oxide on it. Now, graphene is also transparent and conducting, and so you can replace the indium tin oxide with graphene, and that's what we've done here.
And the graphene application doesn't stop with just the screen, does it?
The phone has various different components. The case, if you replace that with a graphene polymer composite, so you can replace the case, which is currently rigid, with a bendable case.
But then what about, well, you've got the battery then?
Yeah, so you have the other things as well. You have a battery that's in the phone at the moment is quite thick, and it's not bendable because it's got electrodes which are made of metal plates. Now, if you replace those electrodes with graphene electrodes, then they'll make the battery thinner, they'll make the battery lighter, and they'll also make the battery flexible. So another component of the phone has become thinner and flexible.
So it seems the applications of graphene really are limitless. And given that it's the 6th most abundant element in our universe, we've got plenty to work with. So, Jason,
hang on a minute. You were wearing those goggles.
Yeah.
Even when you didn't need to wear the goggles, you loved wearing that lab kit.
You must always wear goggles. Okay,
when in a lab. Just pure continuity. Mid-film, this was white and then it was blue. How many lab coats do you have?
17.
Yeah, I knew it. You loved that, didn't you? You loved wearing the lab coat.
Serious stuff now, Jason. I'm going to show you how you can obtain your own sheet of graphene using some very simple apparatus or very simple tools.
Awesome.
You need an artist's pencil, so not just any pencil, an artist's pencil which has pure graphite in it, okay? Then what you do is you just scribble a thin layer onto a sheet of paper. Then you use sticky tape. You stick down onto your scribbling.
Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
And then pull up.
They got a Nobel Prize for this.
Look at that. Keep repeating, Jason, until you've then just got one layer of carbon atoms, aka graphene, on your sticky tape.
This is great.
Of course, you're only going to realise you've arrived at that point by using a very expensive electron microscope, which isn't really a simple tool, and it's also quite an expensive one.
No, you're going about this all wrong. No, you need to get kids doing brass rubbings. Thousands of school kids harvesting graphene for the future.